My next guest is a proud HBCU grad. She's earned the title Wealth Pioneer. She's the founder of the Wealth Factory. At the Wealth Factory, their mission is to reduce poverty by providing equal access to quality, easy to understand financial literacy across the world. Please welcome to Money Making Conversations, Angel Rich.
Hey, hey, hey. Thanks for having me today.
Well, thank you for getting on the call today. And first of all, where are you at in this early daytime hour?
Yes, I'm in the beautiful capital of Washington, D.C., my home city where I'm fourth generation. So always happy to be back into the city. Just got back from New York last night.
Okay, good. So what is a typical day? Because I want the people to understand who you are. We're going to go through a story. I have two breaks, and I'm fascinated by my degree is in mathematics. So you what you're doing is way beyond what I'm doing now. Because I got into script writing, I got into sitcom, I got into producing talent. So I left all my algorithm life behind, other than just counting money. Okay. And you stayed in that lane, and you blossomed in that lane. So explain to everybody what exactly you do.
Yeah, so our company, Wealthy Life, designs financial literacy, education, technology games. We walk people from birth to retirement through 12 interactive modules to exceed the personal finance Common Core standards.
Mm-hmm.
We also use these games to be able to collect and disseminate financial information.
Right.
The first game that we have is called Credit Stacker.
Right.
It's similar to Candy Crush, except for swapping around candy. You swap around credit types
Right.
to pay off your debt, achieve a high credit score, and learn from the multiple choice questions.
Now what with that being said, because you named a very popular game, and like I said, what is the reaction to you trying to educate? Because it's education, right? That you're trying to push here, let people know how to control their money, how to grow their money, how to stay, I guess, want to say financially stable. Correct?
Yeah, so it's been doing very well. We were able to scale to over 200,000 downloads during our first 10 days. We now have over 400,000 downloads. It's the number one education app in 14 countries. It's top 5 in 40 countries. And it's been named the best financial literacy product in the country by the White House Department of Education, J.P. Morgan Chase.
No.
And we're happy to be a member of the top 50 apps department as well with Google, as they have identified it as one of the top 10 apps in the world for the past 3 years.
Now that's all amazing. Now here, a lot of people get on my show talking about dropping apps, trying to get apps out there, trying to get information. How does one, or is it through relationships or your reputation? How does one drop an app? Do you promote it? Through social media? How does that happen, Angel?
Well, honestly, we didn't have any of that. I was, I'm still a regular person, but at the time, I was just
No, you're not.
a
No, you're
regular-
not. No, you're not. Stop that. Stop
a
it,
regular
Angel.
person.
No,
Yeah,
Angel, you're not a regular person. Oh, no, you're not. See, what you're not going to do is come on Money Making Conversation and act like I talk to regular people. No. No, you're special.
At the time, I was a regular person when I dropped it. And I sat back in my office and I asked myself, how was we going to be able to scale this without any funding?
Mm-hmm.
And so, I kind of put the mathematical statistician hat on.
Okay.
And we designed an algorithm. So we reverse engineered Facebook, Instagram, and Google. And we came up with our own algorithm for user acquisition of the ads. And we did something historic and groundbreaking. So our algorithm actually now outperforms Google by 7.5 times and Facebook by 12.5 times. There is no system that can advertise to me that can attract users better than what we're already doing. And we actually had Google call and tell us this and confirm this. We knew we were doing something amazing, but when Google called and told us that they've never seen anything like it, we really knew we were onto something. So we've actually kind of fleshed that out into an algorithm on its own that we call Rich CPI, and we're working with other companies to now help them be able to scale their products.
Now, you need to be working with Rushion McDonald. Now, how does Rushion McDonald get in the angel rich business? This stuff's very serious because I was sitting with my staff this morning talking about algorithms. There are special people that's what they do because they understand this new form of marketing, this new form of branding, this new form of being able to target the audience that you're communicating with. How does an individual, or I guess you couldn't say I'm an individual, I'm a company, will be able to take my brand and walk it into the front door to sit down and have a meeting with you or your team? How does that work?
Yes, so you would email us at
Write that down, y'all. Write
info@getwealthylife.com.
that down now. Write that down now. Okay. I'm telling my
Again, I'm
staff.
going to say info at getwealthylife.com.
Okay, cool.
And it's very important to email us. A lot of people try to DM, LinkedIn, Facebook message, text me, all different types of things. But I really only take you seriously if you email me.
Okay.
And so LinkedIn is a great way to get to me, you know.
I see you on LinkedIn. I
but
saw you on LinkedIn. I went to LinkedIn and read about you there too. I'm on LinkedIn too,
Yeah,
by the way.
yeah. So that is a great way to get to me. But the most efficient way of getting to the entire team and everyone is info@getwealthylife.com.
Now, when that happens, someone's going to contact me back, and we're going to set up a meeting with a team member, or I'm going to be elevated to talk to just you. How does this work?
Yeah, so it depends on the size of your deal. Is right now we definitely are trying to look for higher level clients. If AT&T or Johnson and Johnson calls, obviously I'm going to get on the phone.
Hey, Rushion. See, I love talking to Angel. She go, I'm gonna just tell you where you at with my time, Rushion. You know, Johnson and Johnson
You
called.
know, the people who's solid.
No. Rushion McDonald called. Put him on hold. Tell him I love him, but we'll be right back with him. Okay, where's AT&T at? Come on, let's talk now. Because that's really what it's all about. But because you've discovered something, and I don't want to blow past this whole concept of what you guys created, with this algorithm. I'm assuming that it was a team of you, or was it you and a friend, or how did that whole concept come about? Because when I sit down and I think about those things, because with my mathematic background, there's certain logic that comes to about the way I think. How does one go about with your team, or you felt it's no different than Steve Jobs sitting down or Bill Gates sitting down? These are visionary people. I have to say you're a visionary person because you come up with something that even Google has called about. So how does that start, Angel?
Okay, so I'll answer that question in reverse. We have three pieces of intellectual property sort of wrapped into the game.
Okay.
The first piece is the user acquisition algorithm, Rich CPI. I did that solely by myself, and I've never showed it to another soul. Even my co-founder has never seen it.
Okay, it's like the McDonald's secret sauce, right?
Exactly. It's
right.
like the Coca-Cola recipe.
That's right.
That's it. Unless somebody want to come along and buy Coca-Cola right now, you're not seeing the algorithm.
There you go, girl. I love it.
Secondly, we have an algorithm that actually helps people to systematically pay off their debt and raise their credit score. We're going to release that in the next version of the game, where we're going to be rounding up people's change to pay off their debt, with debt that's on their credit report, and systematically increase their credit score.
Now that's something that's coming out now, right?
Yeah, that's something that's coming out next. And then thirdly,
But let's stop right there. Let's stop right there. Now, this is about this credit score, because that's really big. Because I want to get to the other thing, because that credit score is what stops so many people. For some reason, like even when I came out of high school many years ago, I always knew I needed to maintain my credit. They weren't even talking about scores back then. It was just like, got to have good credit, build your credit, get one credit card, then you go. Sears was like better than American Express when I was young. And then you get another,
that's true.
so then I got Montgomery Ward's, which is closed now. So I was just building my credit. I went to Sears, got my Sears, then I got my Montgomery Ward card, then I got my J.C. Penney card, then I got my first Shell gas card.
Oh, Jesus.
You know what I'm saying? I had my Shell gas card. That was hard cards to get back in the day,
No, you're right, though. You're right.
And so then I finally got my American Express green card, and then I was set. And then my sister came to me and said, "Look, I want to borrow your card to go buy some Christmas presents." I said, "Okay, how much you going to spend? $250. We're about to go to the break. I want to finish this story. And so Montgomery Ward, I went to Montgomery Ward's. This is Montgomery Ward's. It's closed now, okay? I went to Montgomery Ward's because I wanted to buy me a VCR. Back then, VCRs were $800. Okay, they were $800.
Wow.
She's laughing at me. She's laughing at me. And so I go in there. I got the credit, you know. And then the lady said, I put my Montgomery Ward card down. She says, "Excuse me, sir. You exceed your limits." I go, "Huh? Exceed my limit?" I said, "Excuse me. I got $2,500 credit line now. You know, not all my credit cards are unlimited now. So that's way back then." And so she said, "No, somebody's coming here and bought like $333 worth of merchandise." And I went, "Really?" And they said, "So we can't even do you." And that, I'm going to finish the story on our next break. But Angel, hanging there. I'm just telling you, I am a victim of a person who should have had that game, and I should have been passing that to my relatives back in the day so they can understand the value of good credit. We'll be back with more of my friend. She's my friend. She's in Washington, D.C., Angel Rich. Hi, this is Rushion McDonald. As you know, I've been reciting my credit story, my first bump in my credit. I'm on the phone. She's a very talented, proud HBCU grad, Angel Rich. She's been credited with the title of a wealth pioneer. She's the founder of the Wealth Factory. Angel, are you still there?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so let me just wrap up the story real quick because I want to get to the more important things about how a person like me fixes problems, even though they're way back then, they actually happen today, especially with student loans and all these things where people just try to walk away and think that they can really live a life with a bad line of credit and poor credit scores. And so I go home, and my sister, she's in bed, right? And so she's sleeping. And I wake up. I said, such and such. I can't tell her that. She killed me. I said, because I got 6 sisters, so they all. So they be trying to figure out who I'm talking about, but the family. And so I said, what did you do? You told me you only gonna spend $250. And she looked me square in the eye and said, "Boy, you got money."
What?
I said, "Huh?" And then I said, "No, you can't do me like that." And the next word out of her mouth was, "Mama." Mama. Call mama on me. Call mama on me. So I walked out of there in debt because I had to pay that off. I was not going to walk away from that debt, and I had to pay it off. And so the lesson learned is that you have to protect your credit. Just like she was talking about, hey, don't nobody know about this algorithm but me. You don't trust anybody with your valuables or anything because that doesn't mean that they're going to respond the same way if a mistake happens in your life. So with that being said, how does a person like me, I avoided it because I paid it off. You got these low credit scores and you don't know why you got them credit scores. Now you have this algorithm. Why was it so important in your line of thought process? I just told you my personal story that people need this service of fixing their credit scores and paying off their debt.
Well, I think your 2300 was cute.
Hey, no, you laughed. No, you laughed at my $800 VCR.
Yeah, that's wild. That's wild. I guess that's like Blu-ray back in the day, So I understand. But I actually had a family member leave me $180,000 in debt, and so I didn't get the chance to participate in any of that money.
Right. And
I would say about 80 of it was for my college education, though, because I was told that it was paid, but it wasn't.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So about 80,000 was for college and 100,000 random household expenses and random things. And so I graduated at 22 years old with $180,000 worth of debt. Mm-hmm. 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 And when I sat back and I calculated how long it would take me to pay this debt off, I would have been 55 years old. And so I had to figure out how to reverse engineer the credit reporting system. I had to figure out an algorithm for effectively paying off my debt to be able to raise my credit score. All the different components that you see in the game, I had to figure them out for myself.
Right.
The different connections, the letters, disputing inquiries, all of these various different things, even being able to master the 7 year period. And so a lot of people don't realize that the different debt falls off by different time periods per different state. Some states will fall off in 5 or 6 years, but you got to know your regulation of your state.
Right.
And so, so that's kind of what led me to
In this direction.
want to work on this entire credit issue, because I want to help avoid students and other people from going through this. And that's why the next phase of the project focuses on rounding up people's change to be able to help them pay off their debt.
Now, I'm going to just tell you this, Angel. I didn't know about your debt. I didn't know about that. I know my little $2,300 was really like pennies in comparison. So I don't want to offend you, because there was in no bio nowhere. I was just one of my stories I wanted to tell, because my story don't even compare.
But it still is deep, though. To each his own. That's still definitely deep. But trust me, brother, you don't want that 180 over your head.
I love it.
When you ain't even started your job yet.
Right. And it's building. It's really, and it tells me you're a very confident person, because of the fact that that's a very monstrous number to throw out there, and then you took it upon yourself to be responsible for dealing with it, because it's amazing. I'm just telling everybody, when you hear the word co-signing, the hookup, or I take care of you later. I don't care if you loan your family members money, get a contract. Because that's how banks do business. That's how I do it. I tell my relatives now, I say, you want to borrow money from me? Okay, here's a piece of paper. Here's some information. I get a lawyer to draw it up and go, we'll sign it right here. Now, if they don't want to do business like that, then they never intended to pay you back. Friend, family, or whoever. And so what you have to learn in business, what I've learned in my life, is that money is important to everybody. It should be most important to the person who's distributing it. Now, if somebody's coming to you asking you for your money, whether it's any fashion that you may not believe is going to return back to you in the time you want it, get it in writing. Get it in writing. And I think that's one of the bigger things that you have to really promote out there, correct, Angel? Getting in things in writing.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I don't want to say too much, because people tend to listen to me and then go invent things. But I'm thinking of an app that actually will help solve that once we release the next version. There should be something that helps solve that.
I'll tell you something.
In the technology world.
Please do, because they need to be a quick agreement app. Okay, you want me to loan you this money? Here you go. Press this right here. This electronic signature. We good. Because it's going on too much out there. Because it's not. This is like a much more localized form of GoFundMe. GoFundMe is much more sophisticated over there.
But no, I agree with you. I loaned somebody $3,000 recently, and I put in the PayPal, due back by such and such date. I even gave him a grace period. And I was like, if it's not paid back by this grace period, then I get to revoke the money. But there's technically nothing that actually allows me to revoke the money back. And there should be something like that that's already in existence.
It really should. And it should be also allow you to be able to affect them.
So you heard it here first on this podcast. If you see this
Money Making Conversation, me and Angel.
You know your listeners are listening.
I love talking to you, because you're almost like a music producer, because a music producer would say that, hey, them my beats. I own those beats.
Yeah, exactly.
And so she said, I own that intellectual thought. I put it out on Money Making Conversation podcast first. Okay, now, that's my thought now. Okay, don't nobody run around, because people do that. I remember when I was managing Steve Harvey, and he mentioned Steve Harvey Nation on the air. And I'll tell you, before we finished that 4-hour broadcast, somebody had all went and went SteveHarveyNation.com.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it happens to me all the time. And at first I thought that I was crazy. And then I started just testing this wild stuff. Like this wild stuff. Like I came up with leg day. I said to my team, watch this. I'm going to start saying leg day and hashtag leg day. I guarantee you within 2 months it's going to catch on. And it did. Like I just...
But that's a beautiful thing, because
it's throwing stuff out there sometimes.
Well, but Angel, that's good, because that means you have a brand that people listen to. That's good and bad, because that also lets you know that, what you are a lane of information, a brand, and that when no different than Apple, or no different than you have your research and development. That's why people are really tight on that type of information, because they know it just can't walk out the door. It cannot just be spoken casually at a restaurant, because people ear hustle. and one of the, is that Angel over there? Okay, what you talking about? They sit next to you at Denny's, listening at the booth behind you. You having a conversation. So it's really important that you protect your brand and deal with it. With that being said, what is the future of finance? Because we were joking around about different things and about not joking about your gains because they're important and you break down. But you had a fourth leg that you wanted to talk about because I stopped on score. Can you expound on that before we wrap everything up?
Well, first of all, a theory that I've been toying with, and I started to write a paper on this last night. I think we need to stop calling it the future of finance.
Yes, ma'am.
And call it the present day of money.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think with us keep referring to the future of finance, people keep waiting for something to happen in the future.
Right.
And they're not thinking about the present day economy and the present day innovations that are happening right now before them in terms of mobile banking, investment options. You got Robinhood, you got Acorns, you got different life insurance policies, you got highest daily annuity policies out here. So there's so many things that's happening right now. And a recession is coming in the next 2 years. So I would hate for people to